You write that when Russell Westbrook met with Kevin Durant last summer at that steakhouse in LA, he asked him, "How can I change?" Durant did not answer. And 1 week later, he decided to sign with the Warriors. Lee, do you think Russ really would have changed his game for KD?
I don't think we can know, and I think this year will tell us. To me, this season is going to be as much of a referendum on Russ as it will be on Paul George. I mean, I think when Sam Presti made this move for the Thunder, he did it as a second chance. That's the way the Thunder thinks of this, for the organization, for the city, but in many ways for Russell Westbrook. This is a second shot at playing with a superstar and seeing if he can,
you can do that.
and seeing if you can elevate him in the ways that a great point guard does. Now, is that in Russell Westbrook? Is that part of how he's wired, or is he just wired, I'm going to the hole and I'm going to get mine? And that's what this year is going to be about. We are going to know a lot more in 6 months, I think, about who Russ is.
There's this idea that, like, they both got what they wanted, right? Kevin Durant goes to the Warriors, wins a championship at his finals MVP. Russell Westbrook stays in Oklahoma City, gets the loyalty points, and he's the regular season MVP, getting triple doubles and breaking Oscar Robertson's record. Like, they both got what they wanted. They both got the situation they wanted. Now Paul George is there, and I know there's this great part in the story where you talked to Sam Presti, and they said after Durant left, they sat down with all their analytics guys, and they were in this, like, they were in the gym, and they were, like, refinishing the paint surface, right? So they had all the fumes, and they were sort of intoxicated by all the paint finishers. They were finishing the floor.
Like your makeup room.
Right, yeah, basically with all the hairspray. It actually makes the show better when you inhale all the makeup fumes. But when they're in there, they went through and said, what's the ideal team and the ideal cast for Russell Westbrook?
It looks like Paul George, doesn't it? A guy who plays off the ball, who doesn't need the ball all the time, who can defend.
I seem to remember Paul needing the ball. He's the one who's like, throw it to me at the end of the game. Remember last year in the playoffs? He's like, I should be taking that last shot.
And I think Russ, he's got to be there by now. I mean, if he's going to have, this moment of awakening, it has to be now. I was at this, SI had this Fashion 50 party a couple weeks ago. I can't believe I got an invite.
Did you dress up?
But Kyrie goes in there and he's chanting MVP, MVP in front of Westbrook. Kyrie walks in there, and it was a funny reaction by Russ because he was sort of tamping it down, like, I've been there, and once you do it, once you go through that solo act, I think you then want something more. If he's not at that point now, I don't know if he ever will be.